I would imagine that coachability is a huge factor in this program. I'm curious as to how do you filter out people that you can determine if they're coachable or uncoachable, or does that wait until you're in the program and then people wash out because they're not coachable? What's your overall philosophy on coachability within
Yeah.
entrepreneurship?
I think it's pivotal, and investors will probably tell you, at least the ones that we work with, if a company is not coachable, they aren't going to invest, because the number one factor of a business being able to succeed is that they're constantly learning new information, and based off of that new information, they're able to adjust and not going to use any buzzwords here, but they're able to change course a little bit based on that information to find success. And from our standpoint, this has been a long road of figuring out how do we make sure the people that are selected to join our introductory program, because everybody can get advice from ICAP and everybody can get connected with our ICAP mentors, but to actually be selected for our introductory program, you need to be coachable. You need to be able to show that you can take advice, that you can take feedback. And if somebody says, well, I built this thing, I know better than the customer, and I just want you to tell me that I'm doing a good job, it's not a relationship that we can, ultimately work with that person, because our goal is to provide them advice to help guide them down a particular path. But if they believe they are the sole keeper of the best way to go down a path, there's not much we can do. We do try to highlight things that will show them that being open to learning new things will have tremendous business value to them. And a large number of the people that we work with, they see that, they recognize that, and then they take a step back and say, okay, I do need to be a little bit more open. I should take the time to learn about this particular aspect of my customer segment or the market. And, we go on to generally have those people become the biggest proponents of ICAP and our process, because they went from, I am a hard and fast, I'm never going to listen to you because you could never know anything more than I do, to, oh, you taught me something and it was really valuable. So we don't give up on anybody. We really try to push to make sure that they will become coachable. But if we see that at the beginning that they're not, we take more time to work with them one-on-one before we bring them into a setting, because we have had people drop out of our program because they say, I don't want to go through this. And for whatever reason there may be, and there are a lot of them, we say, okay, fine, we're here if you want to come back and you want some help. But there absolutely are people out there that aren't coachable.
And I would imagine week one is probably really telling, just from one, to determine if they will talk to the first 10 customers, and the information that they find out from actually talking to the first 10 customers. So I would imagine that that's a really pivotal moment.
See, I'm not the only one who can't speak English. Administered. It's interesting. When you were having when we were having technical difficulties with you, Josh, we talked about books that we're reading right now, and I'm reading a book by Tim Glover, something like that, called Relentless. And one of the things that he talks about in this book, he's the coach of Michael Jordan, like his fitness and mental coach. And he goes, you hire me and you play by my rules, and that's it. And so it's interesting how he's like, you can go to your normal coach and just have him, but like, if you want the best, you're going to play by my rules. And it's interesting how you hear so many people talk about not being coachable. Is there a line where like someone can push back and show that like, no, like this is the right way, and maybe the people who are giving him advice aren't the right ones? Because I think about events where people go and pitch their product 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes, whatever. And the judges are giving them feedback, but the judges are definitely not customers. The judges will never be customers, yet they're giving them feedback. When is it? And to me, that entrepreneur who's pushing back in some of these cases is probably doing it in the right kind of way. Where do you see it being appropriate that the entrepreneur, the business owner, is the one, and it's acceptable to push back on some of the advice that they're giving? Because oftentimes I think that the advice that they are getting is by the wrong person and is terrible advice.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in our program, we say the only person who you should be listening to make business decisions is your customer. Now, advisors can absolutely tell you how to put together financial projections, but you have to give the data. Somebody can help you put together a marketing campaign, but you have to tell them who to target. So it's really this really important point of, if a row of judges says, oh, that's never going to work, the pushback is, well, I have 10 customers right now that are paying X number of dollars. And the only reason I can't have 100 customers is because I require capital to purchase things in advance at a large enough level to make it financially feasible in order to do it. Yeah, because the market is king. And I think that there's no better way to respond to folks than to use that data. And then frankly, if let's say you're doing your pitch and the investor or the team that's judging says, well, we don't care about that, then those probably aren't the people that you want to be accepting money from. You want to make sure that if you're getting money from somebody, that they're bringing something other than money to the table. And so that's an important point of push back with the data that is going to be relevant to the people who understand that the market and the customers in that market are really the only people that matter in that capacity.
I've been directly involved within our entrepreneurial community for years. And the most common question I get is, Tim, I want to get involved, but I don't know what events I should attend. Well, Startwheel eliminates that pain point because we consolidate all the events you should attend into a single calendar. Now you'll be in the know and see where to spend your time. Gone is the need to search multiple websites and calendars. Just head to startwheel.org and see for yourself. That's startwheel.org.